Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you how to do this style, which was inspired by Kim Kardashian, one of her latest Instagram posts. I absolutely love it. I'll put a picture up of it now. Yeah, so I'm meant to look like that. Yeah, and to be honest, I don't feel like I'm too far away. I'm basically Kim Kardashian. Duh. Yeah, so I'm going to show you how to do this. It's not that hard, it's quite straightforward. Once you get into it, it's pretty easy. In terms of things you're going to need some elastic bands. I also used a bottle of water spray just to get that real sort of sleek finish, and I put a lot of this volume foam in, which is a bedhead TG product, and I've used it for years and I absolutely love it. It's actually like a volume boosting, it's like a mousse basically. You put it in the root if you were blow drying your hair out, and it gives you loads of volume. But the reason that I've used it today is just to give me a bit more hold. So you obviously can't feel my hair, but my hair feels quite sticky and crispy, I'd say is the right word, a bit of crisp. So yeah, it's just, created that style for me. I've also laid my edges, which I used, again, was the TG and some hairspray. The hairspray that I use is L'Oreal El Net, also used this for years, absolutely love it, wouldn't ever use any other hairspray in the world. It smells beautiful. I used a pintail comb, I used a Denman brush, I used lots of hair clips. Yeah, I absolutely love it though. I feel very, very cute. Right, so this is how you're going to start this look. So you'll need to split your hair into 4 sections. And before I split it, I just dampened the root down slightly with my water spray. So I have parted it in the center all the way down the back. And then these sections around the ear, you can see, they just both start at equal sides and they go round and drop down slightly towards the nape. Not too much hair at the nape needs to be in this section, because these ones, we're just gonna sort of tie them really tight just so that they're kept out of the way rather than bring them up to the top sections. So we're gonna start with these 2 side sections first. So I'll show you what to do on this side, and then I'll speed through this side, and then we'll start at the top. So, comb down, take this first section out. Okay, you can see it's just a little bit wet at the root where I've sprayed it down. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna spray it down again, and just to get that really sort of slicked back look that is that Kim's got in her picture, we're gonna just put a little bit of the bedhead TG big head volume boosting foam. So I'm not using it to create volume, I'm just using it to give that sort of slicked back look. So I'm gonna just sort of get the foaminess out and get it into more of a cream, and just go in just so that we can get a nice and sleek look without any flyaways. Just get it nice and tight to the head. So when you sort of got it wet enough and you've got enough product in, what you're gonna do is you're gonna start splitting it. I'm gonna use a pintail comb. You're gonna just start splitting this first section here. Okay, so you're gonna create quite a sharp line. Let's have a look if you can see that there. So we've just created a line from the top down to the ear. So now what we're going to do is we're going to tightly clip that section back out of the way. And then with this one, I'm going to use the Denman brush for this section. We're going to just comb it in the direction that we want it to sit. So we want it to sit with these ones quite close to that parting that you've created there. So we're going to comb it or brush it in that direction, and then hold the hair at the top there. And then you're going to get a elastic band and start to tie it in that place up there. So try to keep as much tension as possible. So I think with these, it's probably best to just tie it as close as you can to the root in the direction that you want it, as tight as possible. You probably will break a few, but that's fine. Right, and now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna pull it just to create that really tight look in the direction that we want it. So you can see we've got it quite high up. Just want it a little bit higher, so I'm gonna pull it up this way slightly. There we go, so it's nice and close to that parting up there. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna get that, we're just gonna pin it over to the side. So we take the next section. This one I'm gonna do all in one section. So this whole bit here, I'm gonna pull up and I'm gonna tie it up here, but we're gonna incorporate this one with it as well, but nice and tight. So first what we're gonna do is we're gonna comb this section really tight in the direction that we want it to sit. Okay, so I'm happy with that now. What we're going to do now is take back this section here and join it in there. You can always brush it together just to make sure it's nice and sleek. And then you're going to tie that. I'm going to tie that in with 2 bobbles at the same time, just to make sure it's nice and tight. Okay, and then I'm going to pull this one up first, just to try and get it as high as possible, and then we're going to tighten it up. There we go. So that's our first section done, and we're just going to leave that bit hanging down. So we're going to do the same on this side. So we take it down. I'm going to spray it through with the water spray, put a little bit more of the bedhead TG foam in, and then I'm going to take the similar section to this side, 2 sections, 2 bobbles, and pin it all into place. So you can see now that we've put 2 bobbles in each side. Okay, so we're going to leave those 2 sections for now. We're going to go on to the top ones. So we're going to start with one side, take this side out, and from that point there where you created the first section, you're going to create the first section of hair on the top. Clip the back section to keep it out of the way. And then this front section is what we're going to work with. Just going to comb it through. Again, we're going to go in with the spray. So we're going to brush it back the same as the other sections, and we want to just get it as tight as possible. So I'm using 2 bobbles again, just to get this one really tight at the top. I'm going to pin that over to the side. And then we're going to take another section. Again, in with the spray. Get your 2 bobbles, and your fingers ready, and then brush that section back. So what we're going to do that's slightly different now to the 2 sections at the front is we're going to put a bobble in this one straight away, and then we're going to attach this one to the next ponytail. So I'll show you what I mean in a second. So you're just going to go in again with the bobble. You want this to sit sort of like in the center of the section that you've created. And then just really slowly pull it so it's really tight. Okay, we're going to pin that one front as well. We're going to pin that one forward as well and go on to the next section. So at the moment we're just kind of making loads of little ponytails all the way through. Right, so now we're on the last section of this side. We're going to incorporate this one into the bobble nice and tightly. So we're just going to pull that down a bit closer and tie all of that in to the last one on the base of the nape. Depending on your hair thickness, you might need 2 or 3 bobbles for this. I've used 2. But I might put another one if it doesn't feel tight enough. Feels alright. Just going to spray in some hairspray on this side just to keep it nice and straight. I'm going to go in and lay all my edges afterwards so that they're really sort of like smooth and Kim K style. Man, it is hot in here. Now we're gonna go ahead and join these together. So you've got 1, 2, 3, and that 4th section at the end. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna get those nice and smooth. So with this, I'm gonna just go in with a comb and just check it's nice and smooth all the way through. We don't want any knots. That's it, we don't want any knots. Here we go, nice and smooth. And this one, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this is a look. So now we're gonna join these together. So first we're gonna just twist this just so that you've got as much control over the hair as possible, and then you're gonna join it to the second ponytail behind it. So hold it in place at the base of the elastic bands on the second ponytail, and then just pull it forward so you get that height you want on it, and then put those bobbles in. Don't worry if you lose the height, because you can go in and pull it through. And the first one's always going to be the smallest, because obviously the further you get back, the more hair there is in each little ponytail. So we've got that into place now. I'm going to tighten it again just so that we know it's as tight as possible. And then you can see this loop here. That's the bit that she has sort of like pulled out, just to create that sort of like bump. I'm going to tease that a bit with my fingers as well. So grab your comb again, or your hairbrush, or whatever you brush your hair with, and just make sure there's no, just make sure there's no knots at the top here. Okay, we're going to twist again and join onto the third ponytail. Okay, and then here is the other loop. So again, we're going to just go underneath it and then start pulling it out. We're going to go back through at the end and do this again, just to like make sure these are as big and bouncy as we want them. And now we're going to do exactly the same thing. We're going to join this one to this one. But with this one, I think I might just put a little bit of backcombing in it just to try and build a little body. Okay, maybe not that much. Okay, we're gonna twist again just to get that kind of like bulbous look. And then we're gonna tie that one into that last ponytail. Oh, look at that! Oh, sheesh. I feel like in the picture, Kim had hair extensions in, so her hair was like way longer than mine is. And I feel like my hair might be a bit thicker than hers. No offense, Kim, love you, babe. So my braids down are gonna be a bit bigger, but I'm just gonna show you what we're gonna do. So we're gonna just twist it ever so slightly. And then we're gonna go in with the bobbles. Okay, same thing. You're just gonna go in and pull the hair out. I'm gonna do this one a bit higher, just so that they're a bit closer together, because I think it will look super cute. Ho, ho, ho. Looking fierce, looking nasty. I absolutely love this, but the hardest thing now is going to be doing this side the same. So I'm gonna speed through this side so that you guys don't have to watch me do it. Yeah, see you in a sec. One sec, I'm back. So you do want the sections to sit obviously the same as the other side. So we're gonna go across here. Oh, I don't know if you can see it. We're gonna do one there, and then we're gonna just kind of like roughly put them in the same place so that it looks as symmetrical as possible. That's probably the right word to use. So yeah, that's something I had to add. But apart from all of that, I'm pretty sure that we're ready to go, and I'm waving my comb around like a wand. So we have done the hard work. So I'm also gonna lay my edges as well, just to give it that extra Kim Kardashian style. I'm just gonna put a bit more of the foam in, to be completely honest with you, in my fingers. I'm just gonna pat it around my hairline. I'm just gonna comb it all forward, just so it's got all the product distributed through it. I can see one of my grey hairs poking out. That's fine, we'll carry on with this side and then we'll get the grey hair after. So you can see as I'm doing this, I'm just trying to sort of like join it with the direction of the parting, just so that it's kind of got a purpose. Tell you what, eyebrow brush. That is what I'm talking about. Right. Now that is how you achieve Kim Kardashian style. Hairstyle, not style. I think it looks pretty fierce. I'm here for it. And there we go. Absolute look. I completely love it. I think it's really fierce, it's really fun. It's not that hard, like it's time consuming, but I think the end result is fabulous.